Hello, everybody. Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 93.
Ooh, we're in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of my favorite eras.
Yeah. I was knee deep in toddlers at that time of my life.
Good for you.
Anyway, today we're gonna stay with our theme on clearing clutter. So we're gonna talk about clearing energy again today. Last week, we did clearing energy at your home and office. This time we're gonna do it on more of a personal level. So helping clear energy from your person, and you can actually do it, ancestrally and family stuff and all kinds of
Yeah, and even
energetic
spaces too.
and spaces. Yep. And so we're going to talk about Ho'oponopono. One of my favorite things. And my husband uses Ho'oponopono every single day. He does it for meditation. He just is a firm believer, and we've had some amazing things happen in our life with Ho'oponopono. So it is a really cool ancient Hawaiian healing method from the Huna religion. And we'll read a little bit about it and talk about it and tell some of our experiences.
Yeah, and tell you,
And
how you
how
can
to
use
do
it.
Yeah. So it is really, really cool and really fun to do. We used to have little gatherings where we did it and just recited it. Do you remember that? Did you ever come to that?
I didn't ever come to that, but I learned about Ho'oponopono from you.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And I listened
so
to
good.
you gave me some Ho'oponopono tracks.
Yeah.
So I like to listen to those or play those in my craft room
Mhm.
sometimes and clear the energy and
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a good energy, and the science behind it, or the idea behind it, is really cool. And there's kind of forms of it in every, like, what do I want to say? Every ethnic, ancient or
Like ancient traditions.
Yeah, ancient traditions and different ethnic groups, and they maybe call it this something different, but the Huna one is really cool. Native traditions, that's what I was thinking. Different native tribes do it. But they might say it different or talk about it differently, but the science, or the idea behind it, is that you are 100% responsible for the energy that you're creating, and the energy that you're putting off, that you're bringing, everything you bring to you is your responsibility. And it goes along with the law of attraction. That's kind of part of it. And if you know that problems that come up in your life are 100% your responsibility, you never get in that victim mindset. You know that something caused that, your vibration somehow caused that to be attracted to you. So it keeps you out of that victim mode, because you can get out of it, by changing your energy.
So it gives you empowerment, knowing that you are the creator of your energy, you're the creator of your experience. And so it empowers you to know, okay, well, I co-created this, so I can also co-create the solution.
Right. Yeah.
And just by changing my energy, and a lot of the things that we talk about help you to do that.
Yeah.
Whether it's the energy of your mind, the energy of your body, the energy of your space, the energy, everything that you're putting out, like you said. And so what's really neat about Ho'oponopono is it gives you a simple and easy thing to do to change your own personal energy and what you're putting out. It helps you to change the energy around you, helps you to change the energy from you to other people,
Right.
relationships,
Yep.
and can really be a game changer if you're looking for something simple that you can use on a dime to
Mhm.
help you as you're moving along in life, really.
Yeah, and it's kind of just a mantra that you can use. I know when I do Reiki, I'm doing Ho'oponopono all the time when I'm, it's a prayer kind of, so you just repeat it over and over again, and it really just clears the energy around everything within your space, within your energetic field. So
Right.
it's so fun. So I'll read a little bit about it first, and about Huna, which is the Hawaiian base of a Hawaiian religion for the native people there. So Huna is an ancient Hawaiian spiritual philosophy and practice that encompasses a wide range of beliefs, rituals, and techniques for personal growth, healing, and connection with the divine. Ho'oponopono is one of the practices within the Huna tradition. In the Huna perspective, Ho'oponopono is a process of making things right, both within oneself and in relationships with others. It's believed that by taking responsibility for one's thoughts, feelings, and actions, and by practicing forgiveness and reconciliation, one can restore harmony and balance. So that's really what it is doing, is restoring balance to the energy of you and the energy of everyone around you, and the energy between you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that can be huge, especially for people that are working on healing things within themselves, healing interactions with other people and traumas and things like that. It can be really amazing to help people to move forward from those things and let go of the past so they can finally move forward in the way that they want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Grab the full prayer. So, in Ho'oponopono, you just say 4 statements, and it's, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you, and please forgive me. And you can say them in any order. A lot of times you'll see them as, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So, but that's just over and over. You repeat that and repeat that, and we'll talk about a little bit about some of the traditional ways that they use it in the Huna religion. But there is a teacher that I learned about. Her name was Morna Simona. Anyway, she was someone that Haleakala who Len learned from, and that's who he was the one that I learned from, was studying him, and he had some videos and stuff, and there's a website called the Foundation of I, and that is where there's some good information, some stories. I looked on it today because I hadn't been on the website for a long time. And there still are some good articles on there that you can read about it. Different stories of people that have used it and taught it and stuff. Joe Vitale, who was on the movie The Secret, he worked with Dr. Hulen for a long time and learned from him about it. And he has some really good stories about Morna, who she was a Hawaiian lady that some people thought she was nuts, because she would just tell people, just clear it, and she would walk around saying the mantra all the time. And she had some miracles happen in her life with it. And so the longer prayer, I can tell you that too, before we dive into the stories about it. Where did I put it?
Do you want me to tell them just a little bit
Yeah.
more about it while you
You-
find that
yep,
story?
yep,
Because
good
I think there's
idea.
some really cool things to kind of talk about here.
Yeah.
So I'll just mention a few of the key aspects of Ho'oponopono and Huna. The concept of Ike. Ike refers to the idea that our thoughts and beliefs create a reality. By changing our thoughts and perceptions, we can transform our experiences. Awesome. Of course, we agree with that. If you've watched us at all, you'll know that.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the 3 selves. Huna teaches that each person has 3 selves: the higher self, Aumakua, the conscious mind, Uhane, and the subconscious mind, which is pronounced, hopefully, Uni Hipili. Ho'oponopono helps to align these selves and resolve any internal conflicts. And I could tell you that that would be a very, very helpful thing for most people to do, to get their conscious, subconscious mind and higher self in unity and harmony. That could do amazing and miraculous things, I'm sure. And it has. The 4 phrases is the next one. The Ho'oponopono prayer consists of the 4 phrases, like you talked about.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. These phrases are used to take responsibility, seek forgiveness, express gratitude, and send love to oneself and others. Number 4 is the cleansing bowl. In some Huna practices, a bowl of water is used as a symbol of cleansing and purification during the Ho'oponopono process. The practitioner may visualize negative energies being released into the water. And number 5 is connection with the divine. Huna emphasizes the importance of maintaining a strong connection with the divine, or Aumakua. Ho'oponopono is seen as a way to clear any blockages in this connection and allow for divine guidance and inspiration. In the Huna tradition, Ho'oponopono is not only a practice for resolving external conflicts, but also a powerful tool for personal growth, self-reflection, and spiritual development. By taking responsibilities for one's inner world and practicing forgiveness and love, individuals can create a more harmonious and fulfilling life experience. Ho'oponopono, the ancient Hawaiian practice of forgiveness and healing.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so awesome. And the bowl thing, I read a story about there was a kid that was having trouble and he was getting in fights in school and not getting along with his parents and just having a rough time. And Morna took the family and brought them all in a circle and they put a bowl of water in the middle. And then she would say this prayer. They would start out like a Ho'oponopono circle kind of. And she would start out, here's the prayer that I was looking for. So, divine creator, father, mother, son as one, if I, my family, relatives, and ancestors have offended you, your family, relatives, and ancestors in thoughts, words, deeds, and action from the beginning of our creation to the present, we ask your forgiveness. Let this cleanse, purify, release, cut all the negative memories, blocks, energies, and vibrations, and transmute these unwanted energies to pure light. And it is done.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
I love it.
So that can really work on any ancestorly things that have happened, back when times were rough and scary and there were a lot of fighting and wars and stuff like that. It can go back and clear some of that stuff so we don't have to carry it on in our traditions any longer. We can be grateful for the things that happen because it always makes us who we are today, but we can leave the icky stuff behind and not carry that forward.
Right. Carry the lessons and let go of all the rest.
Right.
That's not the burdens.
Yeah.
That aren't serving
us.
us.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was a beautiful prayer that they would say. And then in the story that I read, they all sat around the circle with the whole family and they just started repeating the mantra, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And after they were done, they could feel the energy leave, their energy lift and feel good. And as people started feeling good, they would get up and go eat and have, like a party or a family gathering afterwards. And the kid that was having the trouble felt amazing after they were done, because they all had him in mind when they started, and he maybe didn't know that, but they were doing it for him, and if you set that intention that all the negative stuff is going into the water to be cleared, and it was really cool, a really
Wow.
cool story. So yeah. So you don't have to use that long prayer at all. It's your intention is there, so you're just doing the Ho'oponopono. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and keep saying it over and over and over, and it is so cool and such an amazing thing to do. There's a story that Joe Vitale told one time where he was working on his website. I don't know if you probably know other stories too, but he was working on his website, and he had a guy working on it for him that knew what to do, and all of a sudden this guy disappeared. He couldn't find him. He couldn't, he needed some stuff done, and he couldn't get it figured out, and he didn't know how to get in there, and he didn't know how to do it himself. And he did Ho'oponopono, and it had been a couple of weeks or something that he hadn't heard from this guy. And so he laid on his bed, I think he said, and just started doing it, Ho'oponopono, thinking about this guy and hoping he was okay. And he didn't want to be mad, because what if it was something that happened to him, because he didn't really know this guy much, he was just a work associate. So anyway, he did it until he felt better about the situation, doing it, he did it on the guy, he did it on the situation that, oh my God, my work isn't getting done, I need to have this website up and running, and all the things involved with it. And he did it, I think he said, for like 20 minutes constant. And so it's like a meditation, you just do it until you feel good. And he later on that day or the next day, something, it was not in the very far away from when he did it, the guy called, and here he had been arrested for something and was in jail for a couple days or something, and he couldn't get a hold of him, he couldn't call him or anything. And he's like, okay, thank God everything's good, we're all okay, but he said, whatever you were doing, thank you, because it helped my situation or something. But yeah, so it's just crazy what it can do. And if you're feeling low or feeling crabby, or just do it, and it helps so much with situational things in your life, in your family. You can just do it on yourself, whatever is in me that's creating this, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and just say it over and over. The Dr. Len, he worked at a hospital in Hawaii for the criminally insane.
This is my favorite story.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you to tell it if you didn't start to tell it.
It's so good. And he talked about it was a scary place. I mean, these people were the meanest of the mean and the cruelest and insane people. And to where the people that worked there would walk along the hallway with their back against the wall. They didn't dare turn their back on people, and most of them were on lockdown all the time. But he was hired because he was a psychologist, a doctor of psychology, and he was hired to help with these people and try to get them so they could at least, even if they might never leave, they could at least be not so scary to be around, they could
Functional and like
yeah.
live their lives,
Right,
basically.
yeah. So anyway, he started doing sessions with these people, but he felt guilty because most of the time he wasn't even meeting with the people. He was thinking about them. He was looking at their file. He'd do each one separately, looking at the file of the person, at what crimes they committed, what they did. And he would do Ho'oponopono on them the whole time. And there's different things that you can do besides the mantra, like he would use an eraser and he would just erase on the page while he was thinking about while he's doing the mantra and, clearing, he calls it cleaning, I think he called it. And he was the cutest little guy. He passed away now, but, he was really cool. Anyway, so he would work on these patients and he said, I really felt guilty because I wasn't meeting with them very often. I was doing it on my own on their files and they would just get better, and pretty soon the people that worked there were enjoying their work again, and the people that were locked up and there were happy and they were willing to work on themselves and they were doing things and helping out, and it was just a more enjoyable place to be. And one by one, these criminals or people that were locked in there were getting better and they got out. They got to be put back into society because they were better, they were doing good and they
Because
had
they
a
had
good,
healed internally and
right,
figured out how
yeah,
to live
yeah,
in society again.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
neat.
So it got so much that they closed down the facility because there was no need for it anymore. And it's just an amazing story that things like that can actually happen. When you think, okay, you're just saying four little statements, how can that do anything? But remember, everything is energy, and we talk about that every week.
Yes.
Your intention it matters. Your vibe matters. What you're putting out there matters. So the more you can do this, the better off you are, and the better off everyone around you is, because you can change that energy for sure.
Right. And words have power.
Yeah.
Words create.
Yeah.
You think about the power of words, the power of written words, the power of spoken words is in every tradition.
Yeah.
Every tradition, words have power and they're important.
Right.
And a lot of times the voice is considered sacred as well. Well, it's sacred because it creates.
Yeah.
Because we're speaking things into being. We're speaking things into our own experience and creation and our own energy. That's why, things like Ho'oponopono work. That's why things like positive affirmations work. That's why, a lot of people say, also it's been proven, let's not even people say, it's been proven that the words that you say to yourself affect your immune system.
Right.
Right. So everything is affected by your spoken word and thoughts. And so Ho'oponopono is one of those things that can help you to use that power that you internally have to speak words, to create your own energy and your own experience with those words, to begin to create what you want.
Yeah.
Create a life of harmony, create a life of happiness, create a life with positive relationships, repair relationships, repair the relationship with yourself and heal yourself internally and let go of your own mistakes and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a super powerful and amazing thing to be able to do, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk more about the statements, and just, there's a little paragraph about each one.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, the first phrase, I'm sorry, and don't worry if you don't say them in the same order as what we have here. It doesn't really matter because you're gonna do a continual loop. So I'm sorry is an acknowledgement of one's own responsibility for the situation. Remember how Hulan always said, and Morna, that you are 100% responsible for what is going on in your life. So, and it's not a bad thing. You know, don't feel like, oh, I caused this, because,
Right.
you know, it's everything.
Blame doesn't get you anywhere.
Right.
But just taking responsibility for,
And
I am a
knowing
powerful
that,
creator and I
right.
have the power to create my experience. So right now I'm created by default if things are happening that I don't want.
right,
It's time to take control and
Yeah.
empower myself
yeah,
to move forward.
yeah, so you have the power to change things. So it is a recognition that we all are interconnected, and that our thoughts and actions have an impact on others. By saying I'm sorry, we take responsibility for our part in creating the problem or conflict. And then please forgive me. The second phrase, please forgive me, is a request for forgiveness from those who have been harmed by our actions or thoughts. It is an acknowledgement that we have caused harm and a desire to make amends. So, you know, even you have thoughts, say driving. We've talked about your driving before.
Yep, we talked about my driving.
So sometimes you have nasty thoughts about people pulling out in front of you or whatever.
Yeah.
You can do Ho'oponopono to retract that. Or
Well, and to,
change
you know,
that energy.
also forgive myself for getting angry.
Right,
Forgive the other person for being a moron.
yeah,
And forgive, you know, myself for, you know, bringing that into my energy and let it go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I love it.
Let's be real. Sometimes people do stupid things in traffic.
I know.
It happens.
So just do Ho'oponopono.
And don't be dumb in traffic. Thank you.
Thank you. The third phrase, thank you, is an expression of gratitude for the opportunity to make amends and for the forgiveness that is being offered. It's also a recognition of the lessons that can be learned from the experience. And then I love you, the final phrase, I love you, is sending of love and compassion to all involved in the situation. It is a recognition that we all are connected and that love is the ultimate healing force. So good. So, oh, here's a little bit about Morna. Ho'oponopono has its roots in ancient Hawaiian culture, where it was used as a means of resolving conflicts and restoring harmony within families and communities. The practice was passed down through generations and was used by Hawaiian healers and spiritual leaders. In the 1970s, a Hawaiian therapist named Morna Simone, I don't remember how to say her name, but began teaching a modernized version of Ho'oponopono that incorporated elements of psychology and self-help. Morna's version of Ho'oponopono emphasized the importance of taking responsibility for one's own thoughts and actions and the need for self-reflection and self-improvement. So it's, you know, just knowing that you're taking charge of that, you're knowing that you're responsible for your own thoughts and your own energy that you're putting out there, and knowing that this is a way that you can change that energy. It's amazing. It's just a super easy and super powerful tool that you can use to change the things that are going on in your life. So
Right, just by doing the simple act of the statements, you know, with intention makes a really big difference. And of course, there are other aspects of it that can be used as well. But
right,
we're just gonna keep it simple
yeah,
today.
Today we're just keeping it simple.
And I kind of want to talk a little bit about the things that can help you with, besides,
Mhm.
you know, what we've been talking about, but like there are also some wonderful benefits to it besides,
right.
the healing aspect and the moving forward and the resolving relationships and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So one of the ones is stress reduction,
Yeah,
because who doesn't need that?
right. Every
Ho'oponopono
day.
as a mantra,
Right.
it really relaxes you and relieves you and helps you to feel
Mhm.
better, especially if you combine it with meditation. But it's also, you know, that act of letting go
Mhm.
can really help you to just
Yeah.
finally relax and feel calm. You're like, okay, I know that I'm empowering myself through this process. I know that I am taking responsibility, but also letting go of what
Mhm.
I've done, letting go of
Yeah.
what other people have done, and allowing myself to know that everything is working out for me, and to
Mhm.
sit in that feeling of love, which
Yeah.
is really the energy of all creation. Everything is created from that love
Mhm.
energy. And so to allow yourself to be in that also, I mean, tell me that isn't a stress reducer to feel
Right.
love,
Yeah.
and feel loved, love
Yeah.
and loved.
Yeah. And to just be in that love energy and feel that from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes is amazing. And it will naturally just reduce your stress right away.
Yeah.
We talked about one time on the podcast, I was driving on icy roads this winter and I went in the ditch. I was doing Ho'oponopono from the time I left until I got home. And it really did keep me calm in that situation. I didn't freak out. After I got home, I freaked out a little bit, but I didn't get totally shaky and nervous, and I made it home safe. Yeah, I went in the ditch, but I was able to drive right out. It was slow motion. It felt like I knew that I had protection and energy around me to help me get through what I was going through. And so I do it a lot when I'm driving. If I'm in a lot of traffic, if I'm on ice, whatever it is, if there's a situation that I'm nervous about or scared about, I do a Ho'oponopono. And you don't have to do it out loud. You can just do it in your head.
Right. You
Yeah.
can do it out loud, but
Yeah,
you
you
say,
can.
I mean, saying it in your head is just as effective.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thoughts versus words.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So good.
Absolutely. Another one is obviously improved relationships, and we talked about that because um by acknowledging your own role in creating the conflict and then seeking forgiveness from them, you can build stronger, more positive relationships.
Mhm.
And that can be families, friends, significant others, co-workers, your pets, anything,
Yeah.
anyone, people that you used to know, it doesn't really matter, but your intention with it is, okay, what relationship do I want to improve?
Mhm.
Because think about this, any conflict or anything, any relationship is always two-way.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
There can never be conflict if there is no push and pushback.
Mhm.
If there's no resistance, there's no push against, there isn't any conflict.
Right.
So you had a part in that conflict. No matter what happened, you
Mhm.
had one part and the other person had the other part. And so in order to resolve that energy and to dissolve it and allow you to rebuild that relationship, it helps you
Mhm.
to release that energy, that tension between you that's been sitting there for so long, and release it so that you can begin to rebuild if you would like to. Or if you don't want to rebuild that relationship with someone, but you just want to let go of that energy
Mhm.
so you can move forward, then you can set that as your intention too when you do
Yeah.
it.
It's taking that energetic charge off of those
Mhm.
emotions that are back and forth, taking that out of the picture so the energy can dissipate.
Yeah.
And be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So good.
Obviously, it helps you with your self-awareness, because we're talking about, this involves a lot of self-reflection, and we're taking responsibility
Mhm.
for our lives and taking responsibility for our energy, and what we're putting out there. And so it makes you think about, okay, where am I energetically. Where am I in my emotions? Where am I sitting at? Checking in with our bodies, checking in with our emotions. We talk about that every week, I think.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about, okay, well, am I in a good energy space or am I not? Because Ho'oponopono, I know, will help me to increase my vibration, help me increase my energy, help me to feel better, more relaxed, and put that out there if I'm not feeling the greatest. And so, what a perfect tool to help you think about and improve where you're at.
Yeah, and it really strengthens your connection with God or the divine. They call it the divine in Ho'oponopono mostly. But whatever you call that for yourself, it really strengthens that connection, and you'll see miracles in your life that happen, that where you'll get to know that connection more and more and feel it, know that it's there.
Right.
Yeah, so good.
Right. And obviously it's an amazing healing tool for yourself, for others.
Yeah.
And any type of healing that you need, Ho'oponopono can be a wonderful, either use it on its own or as a complement to other things that you're doing.
Right, like in Reiki, I do it all the time when I'm doing Reiki.
And one of the things that I think about when I think about doing Ho'oponopono is everybody has an area of their body that usually they have pain or have struggled with different things throughout their lives. Doing Ho'oponopono with your body.
Yeah.
To tell your body, I'm sorry for what's happened or what I caused or whatever. And I love you. Please forgive me and thank you for being here and supporting me in this physical experience.
Right.
Can be a super powerful thing to do, to say it to that part of your body that's had some struggles.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing things can happen when we communicate directly with our bodies.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't think to do that, but I think it's so important to be able to do that, and there are a lot of different practices that purport that. But I know that Ho'oponopono will be such a powerful practice for people to do because, one of the things that I like to do with people is have them communicate with that part of their body and begin to let go of the things that are there.
Yeah, so if you do Ho'oponopono on those places and in those statements to your body, to your different parts of your body, it really can exponentially help with that.
Yeah.
With whatever else you're doing.
So try it and see what happens. Because
Yeah.
what do we got to lose? Oh, I took 2 minutes to say Ho'oponopono in one part of my body. Well, did it do anything? Did it not do anything? We'll find out in a couple days probably.
Right.
Or immediately. Maybe it won't hurt anymore. Who knows? But it's worth a shot, I think.
It sure is. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's free.
It's free. Yeah, it is. It is. So here's a little thing of some little steps you can do to clearing the energy in people. So first, recognize that you are responsible for the energy you created and attract. Number 2 is identify any negative feelings, thoughts, or experiences you want to release. And then recite the Ho'oponopono statements. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. This prayer is directed towards yourself, others involved, and the divine. So you're always including the divine or God in with your statements, creator, whatever you call that. It's always a triangle, we're doing the person that you're thinking about, that you need to release energy with, you and God. So always the 3. And then as you recite the prayer, focus on feelings of love, forgiveness, and gratitude. And then visualize the negative energy being released and replaced with positive, loving energy. So you can think of it as being released into that bowl of water if you want to do it with a bowl of water, if you're more visual and need that, or just falling to the ground. Whatever you need to do to help you visualize that is good. And then to use Ho'oponopono for clearing energy in physical spaces. And we talked about it a little bit last week, I think, when we were talking about smudging and releasing energy that way. But you begin by physically cleaning and decluttering the space to remove any stagnant energy. Then open windows and allow fresh air and natural light to enter the space. And then walk through the space reciting the Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Directing the prayer towards the space itself and any past events or negative energies that may have occurred there. And then you can also use a smudging tool such as sage or Palo Santo to help clear the energy while reciting the prayer. So it all works together, and the more tools you have in the toolbox, the deeper you'll go, and the more you'll be able to clear. So it just try it, use it. I used to write them down or have little slips, and we'd give people that came into our shop all the time. And people will just write it on a piece of paper and put it in your car so you remember to do it. Put it on your notebook or in your notes on your phone or wherever, places where you'll see it, so it'll trigger that if you're not used to doing stuff like that.
I think it's a great idea to have it in your car.
Because
not only will you have it in traffic, which for me is always useful.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go home and write myself a sticky note. But then you also have it anywhere you go.
Yeah.
So like if you need it at work, you'll have your little sticky note. You just run up to my car quick and I forgot what it is.
Yeah.
Or I can take a picture of it and keep that on my phone. Or, if you go on a trip, then you always have it with you. A lot of people have their phones with them, and it's a good idea to put it in like a notes app, because then you can search it, because once you take a lot of pictures, you're scrolling, and then you wasted all of your time and you can't remember. So it's also on the internet, so you can look up Ho'oponopono and what the statements are. It's easy, but it's just good to have those little reminders to do it. So then you actually do use the tools that you have, and that's the way that they're going to help you, is if you use the tools. If you
use them, also on YouTube, there used to be, I haven't looked lately because I have them on a CD now, but and people don't even use CDs anymore, but I have it on my Google Drive, I think. But you can go on YouTube and you'll find some videos from Dr. Hulan on there, and you can just listen. He's has a cool voice to listen to. He's a cute little guy. He's really funny, has a really great sense of humor. And also you'll find the songs. There's quite a few different people that have done songs with the prayer in it. My favorite one is by Body Mike, I think it is. Body Mike. I think that's what it's just called, the Ho'oponopono song. So that's a really good one. Some are real prayer like and angelic music kind of. The one I like is kind of more upbeat, and I used to put it on a CD and just put it on repeat. So like when I would have it on and just as background music, just real low, and have it on all the time. Or when I'm gone and I just want to clear the energy in the house while I'm gone, I'll just crank it up a little more and have it go and clear. And when you get home, it just feels so good and fresh and bright and in the house. So
sometimes I'd come to the office and you had left it playing on our CD player.
Yeah, it's good. So, use it, and that's going to clear the energy just as well as doing it yourself and saying the statements. Some other things that Dr. Hulen taught about for Ho'oponopono clearing is blue solar water. He used to make that, and I've done that. So if you have a blue bottle, like a cobalt blue, that's kind of a popular color right now, or has been for a while. So there is some kind of wine that has a beautiful blue bottle, and you can peel the label off and use it for solar water.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so you set the water in the sun for a couple hours or whenever, a few hours, and let it absorb that sunlight. I keep mine in my kitchen window because it gets light all the time in there. And then you just put a little bit in your coffee or put a little bit in whatever you're drinking, your regular water. Just a little bit is good, and it helps to clear that water, and it clears all the energy around, and it's really good. It helps your body absorb the water better. He used to say that, Dr. Len used to say, whatever you're eating, and he didn't care what he ate. He would eat cheeseburgers all the time and make jokes about it. And he said, as long as you feel good while you're doing it and enjoy that so much and just love it and know that it's nourishing your body, it's not going to be as bad for you. It's good.
That's what Abraham says.
Yeah, that's what Abraham says too. So it's basically the laws of attraction that are working within it. And so good.
And everything is energy, so intention.
Right,
Is
intention
everything.
is everything. And I've heard people talk about that a lot with things that you don't really agree with, but you have to do, or whatever. Just as long as you're feeling good when you're doing it, it's not going to affect your body like it would if you were hating it.
Right.
And you knew you had to do it.
Right, because I mean, the energy you put out is the energy
Right.
you're getting back. So if
Yeah.
you're doing something and hating it while you're doing it, and thinking about all the problems and all the things you don't like about it, well, there's going to be more things that you
Yeah.
don't like about it real soon.
Right.
One really good example is taxes. I just finished my taxes yesterday because why do things, ahead of time when I can do them last minute?
Right.
Because I do that sometimes because that wasn't really necessarily my priority the last couple of weeks. I've been really focused on my work.
Stuff going on.
Yeah, my work and expos and working with my clients and things. So but yeah, so one thing is taxes. A lot of people hate doing taxes. They hate it so much. And all they think about is how much they hate taxes and how horrible they are
Yeah.
and how much money you might get to pay. And they like snowball themselves in like this negativity.
Right.
And then the taxes are hard and they take forever, and then they didn't have this or that, so they have to find it, blah, and they just get into this whole tizzy
Yeah.
around taxes.
Right.
Like,
so do Ho'oponopono.
So doing Ho'oponopono before you do a task like that would be so beneficial for you, because it would get you into a harmonized space with that thing, and yesterday I didn't really get into it. I just said I need to finish my taxes, so I'm going to finish my taxes, and I've gotten much more lighthearted about it. It's just like, I just got to do it, blah, 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 blah. And I don't mind doing numbers and stuff. I like numbers, and accounting stuff doesn't bother me. But I've never liked text. Never liked it. Who does? Nobody likes it. But I didn't make a big thing about it. I'm just gonna go do it. And I just got on there and I was doing it. And the outcome was much better than I had ever thought it could be.
Yeah.
And it was easy, and it's like, oh, I forgot this, but I was able to log into this thing real fast and grab it and print it. My printer was working. So everything, worked itself out, and I got it done. And then I was able to get it done, eat dinner, and go to bed at a decent time. So it was like, well, how much better could it be?
Right.
And how could it be better? How could it get better than that? I'm sure I'll find out next year when I actually do them, not at the last minute. Is my hope. That's my goal, But so if you really struggle with a task like that, or any task,
any kind of book work or
coming
anything
up
like that,
it can really help you to clear the energy on that, so that stuff doesn't feel so bad to you anymore.
Right.
And that stuff goes smoother for you and easier, and you get it done faster. And so, you can do anything with intention. And that's just another example, to give you another example of what you can do besides healing yourself in relationships. You can heal your own energy around tasks and things that you don't like. I mean, there's so many ways to apply it. It's really endless, the things that you can do with it. And that's what makes it so special, is it's easy, it's free, and you can apply it in so many areas. All you're limited by is your own thought of, what else can I do with it?
Right.
What's another idea? What's another way I can use it in my life?
Yeah, so good.
Mm.
Well, any last words?
I think that we should just do maybe like a 3-round
Okay,
of Ho'oponopono get together. Do you guys want to do a round of Ho'oponopono? We'll just do the statements 3 times. Let's do it together. Why not? Just pick one thing that you want to focus on. Today, just starting to clear the energy and do 3 rounds of Ho'oponopono out loud with us today.
yeah.
You open? Let's
Whether
do
it's a
it.
person or situation or whatever's laying heavy on you today.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why do it later when you can do it now?
Yeah, right.
That's my philosophy. Let's do it together now.
Okay.
Let's do it now. Everybody who comes to me for readings or anybody who comes to me as a client, they now know that I'm a doer. Let's do it now. Let's do it together. You open, let's do it. And they're like, yeah, I'm like, sweet, because we're gonna anyway.
Yeah.
Why not start now and
Yeah,
have your
why
life
not
improve
just do it.
right now?
Yeah, for
Good.
sure.
Okay. You're our expert, Tracy. Would you lead us in a
Sure.
3-round of it?
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So good.
It feels good just to say it.
It does.
Just to say it, with the intention of anything. Even if you're just saying it,
Mhm.
it just feels peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah, it just adds a lot of good energy to your life, for sure.
Yeah. And here's the thing, if you struggle to remember the 4 statements, I almost said 3 statements, there's 4 statements. If you struggle to remember the 4 statements, you can just say Ho'oponopono.
You can, yes.
And just say it with the same intention.
Yeah.
And that works just as well. So let's
Yeah.
say you're like, oh, I just can't remember what they are, but I remember Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
Say Ho'oponopono with the same intention, because that's what it means.
Mhm.
It's all the same energy.
Yeah.
So use that too, if that works for you as well.
Mhm.
And some people just enjoy saying that
Yeah, yep,
just on its own.
Yeah.
And it feels really good. So
yeah. It is good, so look up some more information, look up on YouTube, you'll find some other videos.
look up Dr.
of how-
Hulen.
Yep, Dr. Hulen is amazing. He's so cool to listen to.
Mhm.
So I hope you'll enjoy it, and we hope you will use it, because this is a really simple but very powerful tool you can use in your toolbox every day.
Yes. And it's one that feels good every time you use it. So
Yeah,
there's
Why
nothing to
not?
lose. It's a win-win-win situation
right.
here.
Why not feel good? Right?
Yeah. Why feel okay when you can feel good?
Yeah,
And why feel good when you can feel great? And
Yeah.
why feel great when you can feel awesome?
yeah, right. Yeah. So Carissa, where can we find you out in the world?
Out in the world.
Interwebs.
Well, if you're looking for me on the interwebs, you can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. You can also find me on our collective Facebook page at Our SoulSpace.
Mhm.
And you can find me on my Square website, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Light of Hope Healing, a bunch of dashes, .square.site. Very easy to find and locate, I'm sure. But if you went to like Squarespace and looked up Light of Hope Healing, you can find me that way too, I bet. Never tried it. Give it a try. Let me know if it works. I know my website works though, because I was just on it to make sure that everyone could purchase my tickets. I had a little snafu with ticket purchasing.
Oh, no.
Everything defaulted to shipping rather than self-service. And so people couldn't purchase my tickets to my class. So if you were trying to purchase the tickets to Breakthrough to Your Best Life that I'm doing here May 17th and 18th, I apologize, Saturday and Sunday in May. If you couldn't purchase them, you can now. I realized what the issue was. I called Square once I realized that there was an issue because people were putting in their addresses and it's saying that it doesn't service their area. Well, because there wasn't anything set up for shipping for that item, because it's supposed to be just self-service online.
Yeah.
So it was this whole thing, but I got it figured out. So if you'd like to purchase the tickets, they are available.
Cool.
So if you clicked the link before and you couldn't buy them, you can now. Sorry about
Awesome.
that. I didn't even know that had happened. You know, they didn't send me that
Oh,
there was an
no.
update. So, but it's fixed. You know, everything happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and everyone
And
who needs to
luckily
be on
you
the
have a
class
little
will.
time left to
Yeah,
get
we
it
all
to-
have some time
Right.
to purchase. Lots of time to purchase still. We have like a month before the class begins, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Oh, yes.
What else is
Also,
coming up?
I'm going to be in Fargo. So Fargo friends, if you're watching right now, I'm going to be at the Souls of Spirit Expo in Fargo. Yes, I'm doing a lot of expos. It's awesome. And that one is April 26th on a Saturday
So
at the
next-
Ramada Inn
so
on 13th
next
Avenue.
weekend?
So
Not
it's
this weekend,
not
but
this weekend,
next.
but the following weekend, if you're watching this on the 15th of April.
Yeah, you never know when
2025.
the video will show.
Yeah, this is 2025. So if you're in a different year, I'm
It's
glad
not-
that you're watching.
yeah.
However, it might be a little bit different,
Mhm.
what we're doing. And so that's very exciting. And then you and I are going to be doing an expo, our first
Yeah.
little expo in Fergus Falls.
Yeah,
We've never done that before.
yeah, we're excited to do that.
Bring into wellness.
Yeah,
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be cute. There's tons of vendors, tons of really fun stuff to do there. I don't know all the things that she's going to have there, but everything I hear about, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. Maybe I should just not be a vendor and just go, but I'm
Just
still
go
going to be
have
a
fun.
vendor and I'll be doing readings there. And so will
Yeah,
you.
I will.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so excited. You're going to have so many cute things. I'll let you tell about
Yeah.
what you have planned going forward. But Tracy, if
Yeah.
people want to connect with you and look at all the amazing things you're doing, where could they go?
Mhm. My website is inspiredsignals.com and all the links to all my stuff are there. I have also Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals, and I have another side of life that is creative. So I have Inspired Signals Studio as well. Facebook and Instagram. Not a website yet, but that's in the works. And this Thursday, April 17th, 2025, if you're seeing this video on another day, I'm doing my artistic alchemy class here at SoulSpace. And we are going to do a different spin on a manifesting board, our dream board, using Neuro art. So it's really cool, really fun. So if you want to get creative and relax and have some fun, get in a good vibe, come on over to SoulSpace on Thursday night at 6:30.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about what you're going to have coming up at the Spring into Wellness in Fergus Falls on the first weekend in May.
I'm gonna do Oracle card readings there and something fun that I don't do often enough, but I love to do it.
Yes.
And we need to have a gallery soon.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, I'm gonna also have some little inspired studio gifts or Inspired Signals studio gifts that I am making. I'll have some cups. If you see, oh, you don't see them. I make coffee mugs, little signs, some note cards, some little notepads. I have all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, your
that I'll
bookmarks are beautiful.
Bookmarks, yep. So come and check it out. They're fun, and there'll be a little gift booth there. So
yeah, she makes beautiful, unique art. So you definitely need to check it out if you're in the area.
here's some of my art right here.
Right behind her heads. Little did you know, Tracy's original paintings are behind her heads, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, come and see us in Fergus Falls if you're in that area. That'll be fun.
It's gonna be amazing. So join us for all the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
The classes that we're doing are getting more and more fun, and we're just excited to play with you and to help you continue your motion forward in fun, amazing, and like the highest and best way.
Right. Yeah. So how does it get better than this?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your week whenever you're watching this, and have a great day today anyway.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.